Psalm of David. That's complaint and praise. 37, security for those who trust in the Lord and insecurity the wicked. Goes on for a long time on just those characteristics. Psalm 40, God sustaining his servants, so David's particular on that. 56. This is the one I was talking about earlier. A Psalm of Trust. This is the one where David was in Gath. It was Gath, not Ashkelon. With his slobbers drizzling down his spear. How desperate you got to be. But yet here, what an expression he has of what he learned in the midst of it. Be gracious, O God, for man has trampled upon me. Fighting all day long he oppresses me. My foes have trampled upon me all day long, for they are many who fight proudly against me. When I am afraid, I will put my trust in thee. In God, whose word I praise, in God I have put my trust, I shall not be afraid. What can mere man do to me? All day long they distort my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They attack, they lurk, they watch my steps. As they have waited to take my life, because of wickedness cast them forth, and anger put down thy peoples, O God. Thou hast taken account of my wanderings, and put my tears in thy bottle. And are they not in thy book? Then my enemies will turn back in the day when I call. This I know, that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise. In God I have put my trust, I shall not be afraid. What can man do to me? Thy vows are binding upon me, O God. I will render thank offerings to thee, for thou hast delivered my soul from death, indeed my feet from stumbling, so that I may walk before God in the light of the living. Now, if you did not know from the preamble here, you would never have known he was that scared. And yet we know, because of the citation there, is this is when he was not afraid. So when he came out of it, it's like, I don't need to be afraid. I was foolish for what I was doing. Hence the reference to stumbling, attacking their workings. 8, thou hast taken account of my wanderings. Put my tears in thy bottle. He's recognizing this is where he had been at. This is what God has done. So why should I be afraid? So sometimes we don't get brave until after the event. But then we're ready for the next event. And you don't see him do this again. Even when he goes back, it's a later, probably seems to be a later king, but he goes back to Gath again. And this time he's not afraid, and he actually has an alliance with him. But changes. Okay. So there's Psalms of Trust. Some other interesting ones. There's some royal psalms. There's a celebration of the Davidic kingship. A little different. Tells you how important was the kingdom was. And of course most of them are, a lot of them are Davidic, some are others writing about it. Psalm 2 is a long one, but it's also messianic. It contains a lot of prophecies that get tied together. Psalm 20 is the Davidic kingdom. That one's a prayer for his victory over his enemies. 21, deliverance, again, Davidic kingdom. Celebrating the king's marriage, Psalm 45. For the choir director, according to Shoshanim, a maskil of the sons of Korah, Song of Love. That's for you ladies. Here's a song of love. Here's the romantic one. My heart overflows with a good theme. I address my verses to the king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Thou art fairer than the songs of men. Grace is poured upon thy lips. Therefore God has blessed thee forever. Gird thy sword on thy thigh, O mighty one, in thy splendor and thy majesty, and in the majesty ride on victoriously. For the cause of truth and meekness and righteousness, let the right hand teach thee awesome things. Thine arrows are sharp and peoples fall under thee. Thine arrows are in the heart of the king's enemies. It's a different kind of wedding, right? Not quite the romance you're looking for. Yeah, it's good for us guys. Sometimes there's some... It's not just a chick song. All right. Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness, the scepter of thy kingdom. You can see the tie here between Davidic kingdom and projecting onward. But who's really on the throne? Thou hast loved with the oil of joy above all thy fellows. All thy garments are fragrant with myrrh and aloes and cassia. Out of ivory palaces stringed instruments have made thee glad. King's daughters are among thy noble ladies, and thy right hand stands the queen, the bold of Ophir. So it goes on now. So I'll leave it there. But you can up, and they're singing these psalms all together. That'd be pretty neat. Especially as they're getting close to Jerusalem, you can hear the people singing. These are psalms of why we're going there. Most of these are fairly short. Let's see. Well, here's one. I will lift up my eyes to the mountains, from whence shall my help come? Psalm 121. My help comes to the Lord who made the heaven and the earth, who will not allow your foot to slip, who keeps you, will not slumber. Behold, he keeps Israel, will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade in your right hand. The sun will not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord protect you from all evil. He'll keep your soul. The Lord will guard your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forever. You see people singing that when they're getting through certain passes. It's a little scary there. To remind ourselves, God's the one who's going to protect us. Here's a post-exilic one, is 120.